Hi, it's Nikki. I just thought I would show you this little file folder journal I've been making for a swap on Junk Journal Junkies on Facebook. It's been a while since I've made anything because of holidays and Christmas, and then I've not been very well for a couple of weeks, colds and whatever. And so I felt a bit better this week, so I've been inspired and I've joined a few swaps, and this is one of the things I've made. It's got to be a file folder journal, and this is a Cavallini file folder, the one with the rules on the back. I think I've used this a couple of times before in different folders, junk journal ones, but I think possibly I've only got one more left, so you might not see it again. I've covered it with a piece of Sears catalogue, which was actually ladies' boots, but you can't really see much of it around the edge. And there's a die cut there of a butterfly and a key. This was a postcard, and I thought the lady was a beautiful picture, so I put her on as a little die cut of a fan. I've written notes there. This is one of the flowers I made with a little brad in the middle. It's got a little fleur-de-lis there and a button, and I've made a tie with some coffee dyed seam binding, and at the end of the seam binding I've put just a little key charm, which when it's tied it sort of tucks behind the flower quite nicely. If anybody knows me, I don't do charms, I'm not really a charming person, but I thought that looked quite nice. But of course, if the person who gets it in the swap doesn't like it, then can just untie it, cut it off, whatever. The back, I've used a heart-shaped coffee dyed doily, and then I found this image that says a token of love, and it's got a little swan with hearts. It's very sort of Valentine-y, which I know. It doesn't say Valentine on it, but it looks sort of Valentine-y. And I've just put that on top of the doily, and then I've Mod Podged all over it to give it some just a bit of cover for when people are using it. So I've sewn the button through, and on the back there I've put another button, a smaller wooden button. Inside I've got just a card here that says the property of. Made a little pocket with it's from Prima, the romance novel line. Just made a pocket and put a few tags in it, and then I've used this paper here. There was no theme other than it was vintage, sort of to make it look old, and I really like this. This is Bow Bunny paper of a bird in a cage, which I really liked. And on the back I really love this. It's like lace but distressed and little flowers and that. So this is some old paper, and I've just decorated it with just some paper. I think that's Tim Holtz paper, and same on the back. Some coffee dyed paper here, and I've just used that again from the romance novel, just as a tab on the side. I love the way that got all mottled. This is some writing paper, and this is just like the short edge of it. This is an old bill for something. The paper is really thin, and so the other side I've had to sort of glue something to it to give it some security. As you can see, it rips very easily, so you have to be really careful with it. But I just like the writing. A paid bill. There's some coffee dyed lined paper. This is some craft paper here, and this was an image I believe somebody sent me. I think it's just a printable, with some bird's eggs on, which I really liked. And there's the other side of the paper. This was paper I was sent in a swap, and so I've made a pocket with it on some old music paper, and I've decorated a tag there with a few bits and pieces and some more coffee dyed seam binding. And then I've made one of the little pockets and put just a little journaling card in it. That again from Prima's romance novel. Paper bag, and it's one of the brown ones with all the vintage images on. And in it I've just tucked one of the note cards, and I've made like a little journaling card here with an advert from a magazine. I think it was about 1950 something. Here's another one of those images that are sort of Valentine's-y, with hearts and a little cherub sort of pulling a cart of flowers, which I really liked. And on the back here I've made just a tuck spot with some lace, and I actually glued it to some cardboard just to give it a bit of strength, really, because I didn't think I'd be able to tuck much in it, but you can tuck in, it stays reasonably well, so I was quite pleased with that. This is a page from the Diary of an Edwardian Lady, and I've just stuck a little nameplate on that. It's a die cut, and there's a little tuck spot there on this page, so you can put something underneath it. I don't think I've got anything to put underneath it, but you could do. An offcut of that paper there, and I've put an old playing card on it. I really love those old playing cards, the little ones. This is some coffee dyed ledger paper, and I've just put a little banner there. More bits of paper here, just a note. This I found, I'd forgotten I bought this actually. I bought it at a craft fair I went to and ages ago. Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen, for Americans, he's a home designer. He did a range of paper, I think it was with one of the big paper lines, and I bought the vellum as well, and this was one of the vellum sheets. Isn't it absolutely gorgeous? I'd forgotten how beautiful it was, and so I didn't want to do anything to it, so I've just secured it in and put it on in front of a piece of vintage paper, so you can see it. So if the person wants to leave it, that's fine. They can maybe even cut it out if they wanted to use it. This is some old paper from the 60s. This is its actual colour. It was meant to be white, and it's yellowed over the years. This is some handmade paper, you know, with the flower stems and things in it. Piece of lined craft paper. There's a bridge scorecard. It's one of those Cavallini envelopes, and in it I've put a big journaling card, but obviously anybody can put whatever they want in it, but it's just a nice storage. And that's the middle, and like usual I've undone the envelope, sewn the signatures in, and then sealed the envelope back up. It's just an index card there, and on the back that's a picture, that was a copy of a picture drawn by Beatrix Potter, and I've just put that in. It was a little bit loose because it's on a short edge of another page, and so I've just secured it in there with some card. Some more, the lined paper. This is the one with the stalks and things in the handmade paper. This is some more Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen paper, but this is from a different range, and this is all embossed, and I thought that was pretty. And then on the back there's some like French tulle, you know, with the with cherubs and the farmhouse images in. Bingo card, another paper, just a note paper, more ledger paper. It's the other side of the Diary of an Edwardian Lady paper, and it's all about July, and it's got bees and just beautiful handwriting. Some more cream paper. This is a Prima journaling card, and it says a gentleman's agreement, and there's the back of the end of the paper bag. So I've split it open, and I've put in just a little Rolodex card, music paper, and then the lined paper. I've just ran a strip of Tim Holt's ABC paper, and this was from that might again be from a romance novel, and I cut the finger out because I like that. There's the receipt, the other side of that receipt, and as I say, it was quite fragile paper, so I glued the note to self card from the Prima romance and just edged it to help it so it won't rip anymore. This was some writing paper somebody sent me, and it's got a beautiful old image of a dog on it, and it's all lacy, so I thought that would look quite nice. Here's a tuck spot here I've made, and just put a little image in it. There's a couple of little cards tucked in there for journaling. Some more lace here that I've put on this page. It's just purely decoration, doesn't actually do anything. And then the last part, here's the end of the file folder, and I've stuck this old postcard on that's got an advert on for harness magnetic corsets. You know, the ladies sucking their waists in, poor devils. And I've used that as a pocket, and behind it I've put an index card there with just a tab on, so you can pull it out. So I hope the person who gets it in the swap likes it. Please feel free to leave any comments or any questions, and I'll be back shortly with another folder, a file folder I've nearly finished. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.